Yes, sir. Let me get in there. Yes, sir. Let me back up a little bit. I look sleepy. Damn, forget my phone. Let me get my phone, man. Let me get my phone, man. All right. Now we can begin. Story time. The topic today is where did I go wrong? That's the $1,000,000 question. Where did I go wrong? And I'm waiting on people to get in here to populate. A lot of us don't know where we're trying to go. Therefore, we don't know where we went wrong. If you don't have a map, you're going to get lost. And you don't want to wait until the very end to figure out, man, what did I do wrong? You know, what could have possibly went wrong? And so one of the things that I want to talk about while I'm waiting on more people to come in this chat room, and I'm going to just verify that we're live streaming right now, and it appears that we are. So where did you go wrong? You know, where did we go wrong? That's what I want to see. You know, for people that don't own a business, for people that don't have a dream, it's gonna be kind of harder. But as a business owner, as someone out here trying to get it out the mud, entrepreneur, entertainer, whatever, it's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like every move matters. And when I was younger, I used to have friends, and I used to tell them, like, hey man, your decisions today design your tomorrow. And so you gotta know what you're doing and what path you're going down, because especially when you're young and coming up, you have to make decisions and you gotta make sacrifices, right? You gotta know when to stop eating, right? Before it starts to do you damage. You know, how many fuck ups am I allowed in this world before I'm out of there and I lose my opportunity? And that's the tough part, is how do I find the sweet spot? How do I know what I'm doing? How do I know where I went wrong? You have to make decisions and you got to make sacrifices, right? Sounds good. You got to know when to stop eating, right? Before it starts to. You got to know when to stop eating. As you can see, as you can see behind me, not only do you see a monitor, but you also see the city behind me. And there's a train that passes. Look, let me get out the way. You see that? Jeez. We're at 720 Rusk Street, live streaming, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it sounds good. I think it does. And I hope it looks good. And I think it does. Because I'm suited like I just got looted. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. And that's one of the things too, right? You got to present yourself like a CEO, man. What happened in presentation? And so again, where did I go wrong? One of the things that I always say that I dodged is growing up. And I'm sorry to bring it up. Growing up, we're always look at that train. Oh wait, beautiful train. When we're coming up, we're all looking for love. I think everybody right now is looking for love. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, as a young man, you got to be finding your way. You know, you got to be trying to design your life when you're growing up, when you're young, and when you're hot. And and what I mean is like hot, meaning like in heat, like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When your little wee wee is coming alive, you know, you're out there trying to chase things. You're trying to find ways to hide your wee wee in something. You know what I'm saying? And along the way, you're gonna get distracted. You know, you're like, yo, what's more important? You know what I'm saying? Getting your little wee wee wet. You know what I'm saying? Or getting that big check. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to decide what's more important, because these things matter. At the same time too, who really knows what they want for themselves when they're young anyway? They don't listen to their parents anyway. And so you got to be looking at these things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, does this person know where they're trying to go? Because if they're just trying to check this out, let me go back. I was having a conversation with somebody a while back, and they were talking about this grand life that they wanted to design. Nothing wrong with that. Cool, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it sounds good in theory, but we know it never just plays out perfectly like that. And so what I was explaining to her is, you know, is I'm trying to sum it up is um, along the way, it's like, do you want to be a business owner? Do you want to have time to be an artist? Do you want to have time to make mistakes? Because at the same time, you're young, and when you're in your 20s are there for you to make mistakes. I mean, sometimes even myself, I had to learn by making mistakes. You won't truly know what's at stake until you find out what it feels like, to get burned. You know what I'm saying? You won't truly know the outcome of a bad decision until you feel the pain of a wound, right? And that's the only way you're going to be able to really determine, what's up or down. So anyway, we got to make a decision early. Like I said, like, we know these boys are fuck ups out here. And you look at that, 9 times out of 10, these fuck ups have people behind them that are trying to push them on the right path. But sometimes, if they don't know what it feels like to go hungry or hit the ground, or what that code feels like, how could they possibly appreciate an opportunity to be in a warm house in safety? I think a lot of the shit that's going on right now is a lot of decisions and a lot of things we feel, a lot of things that we allow to distract us. It's done in comfort. Like, yo, you're gonna have somewhere to sleep. Like, I think if the stakes were higher, I think we'd be paying more attention to things. And if you got a question, go ahead and put it. I'm looking at the questions right here, right now. I'm just talking. Where you are right now? Where do you think you went wrong in whatever you're doing in your career and your life? I mean, because sometimes we make decisions that cost us time, right? We go commit a crime, you go to jail, you lost time. You get into a relationship, stayed in it too long, now your opportunities are gone. Where did you go wrong? What did you not listen to? It's like, oh man, I waited to pursue my dream. Now I'm entry level. I waited to take a risk on this, and now it's too late. Where did you go wrong? I'd like to see where you're at with it. So, Chachi says, how do you feel about people that want to do it all? I think that's what I struggle with, trying to focus on a couple of things. When you say all, do you mean like career, family, children, and trying to do it all together at the same time, and try to be the perfect husband, the perfect father, the perfect artist, the perfect business owner? When you say trying to do it all, is that what you mean? And like I said, yeah, it's all. What I tell people and what I've been telling people, it's hard to be the perfect everything, especially with music artists. A lot of music artists, I think, that have some of the music artists that kind of been around for a while, they really get hung up in the creative process, and they overanalyze and overthink their art to the point where they really don't put shit out. And I think that's where they go wrong at. They're waiting too long to take a shot, and now the game is over with, and y'all didn't make the championship. And a lot of people try to find a balance. It's like, well, look, we gotta find what happiness is for us. Not what you see on social media. A lot of people see what I do on social media, and they probably, I'm not them, so I don't know. I'm probably assuming they see all this studio stuff, and they see the suits and You know, they see a lot of perfection. I just play it. I'm playing. They see the collar. Uh, they see this wrinkle-free shirt. They see. I just play it on it. They see it all, um, and they assume that I don't, that it's pretty easy, that I don't have any problems. They probably assume that, I'm living the perfect life and all this. It's tough, man. I remember one time not too long ago to meet a deadline. I had to be here by like an hour. I'm sorry, not an hour. I had to be in here a day and a half, almost going on 2 days. You know what I mean? Same outfit, smelling like a taqueria, a carniceria in this motherfucker. And I couldn't go home because I had to finish. And that's one of the things is like, a lot of, I had somebody come in yesterday and they're like, so this is what you do? I'm like, man, this is what I do like all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? When if I'm not here, I'm at home sleeping, trying to get my mind right, trying to eat something warm. But when I'm in here, it's really cold. And I don't mean in the sense like it's cold. What I mean is like, it's a lot of cold food over here, a lot of cold competition, a lot of cold streets, cold thugs, cold realities. But of course, you got to compensate with it with a cold ass view. Um, Chachi says, he says, I feel like I'm going wrong and not finding myself. I've been busy taking care of others and not putting myself first. At the end of the day, I got people, but no one got me when I need it. For sure. I could definitely relate. He said, I like that. The only thing I don't agree with is the game over part. I feel like the game's never over if you keep winning the small battles. Absolutely. And that's why I say, knowing where you're trying to go and where did I go wrong to determine, did I go wrong? Or is this God's timing? Am I the one in the way? Am I causing the slowdown? Are my decisions steering me further away? And that's what we got to do. What are you trying to do, Chachi? Tell me what you're trying to be, and I'll give you some advice. I'll give you I'll give you the real deal. I won't filter it like like public school water fountains. I'll give it to you raw, like a Chinese buffet. You know what I'm talking about? But it's a tough life, man. Believe it or not, it's a tough life. It's raining outside. It's raining outside. But you know what? At the same time, it's going to be raining blessings. And that's what they look like right there. A lot of these things that you want to do, I think the biggest currency of all is your time. A lot of people price what they do without pricing in their time because they just want to be in business. But hey, buddy, take it from me. I've been doing this since I was 21 years old, and I sacrificed a lot of family time. It's rare that I hang out. You could ask my friends. If you ask them, like, hey, are you friends with him? Did you go to school with him? Ask them if I've ever been to their children's birthday parties, since they had children. And I do feel bad about it. Ask them, ask my dad, hey, how many times have y'all just went to go eat somewhere? Ask them that right there. When was the last time y'all went out and just ate somewhere? Ask my mom, like, hey, when was the last time your son came over here and y'all just had tacos, just y'all? You know what I'm saying? When was the last time? And that's going to be a crazy answer, you know what I'm saying? Ask my brothers. Ask them, like, when was the last time y'all got together and had like a little family meal? It's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it. Like I said, we always think about the money and we always think like, man, what does that cost to do? But then we never really think about, what is really the cost? What is really the cost? You know what I'm saying? For your Instagram to pop the fuck off, like, what are you really sacrificing? Like, oh, like, cool, like after high school, people aren't going to see you anymore. Like, okay, so, like, your family is not, you're not going to hang out with your family? Like, Like, ain't that what life is about? Like, family? Ain't that what that's about right there? So, what is the real cost? And that's why I say, where did you go wrong? Where did I go wrong? I've made a lot of mistakes. But I threw a lot of passes, which was able to make up for all the losses and stuff like that. Let me read that real quick. So music wise, I put out music for hobby. I'm pretty deep into community actions. I've been doing it for about 10 years. I think politics may be the next step, but I don't want to sacrifice all my hobbies. I'll tell you like this, Chachi, I'll tell you like this. Whatever you decide to do in this life, every man has to have something that they like to do to get their mind right. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like the things that keep us sane, we say, oh, we love it. We might as well make a business of it. And then that's when things flip, right? And we think, I got what it takes to go and be a professional music artist. I love it. I like to do it. I think if I love to do it, then I won't mind putting in the time. But I think what we don't think about is when you have a family and you have children and and think about this, what we don't talk about is like, what is it like being an adult? What is that like, right? I don't think we talk about that enough because a lot of the grown-ups that I see, you know, they're still kind of young looking. Y'all are still like they're still like kid looking, like they still act like kids. And so like, what is being an adult? Being an adult sucks. Like, right? If you think being an adult sucks, like, yeah, put a comment in the comments if you agree that being an adult, it sucks. It sucks because now everybody's like depending on you, you know, especially if you got a family or whatever. Head of household, you know, especially if you're a man over 35, being an adult sucks. But you're making like the best of it. And so when you're an adult, especially after 30, and you got a family and all that, like now, like you have to go do shit now. Like things have to happen. You know what I'm saying? You cannot let people down. And so there's pressure there. And so I say all that to say this. Given that being an adult sucks, you still have to create your own heaven if we're living in hell. And if this music thing is your heaven and hell, and it helps you get through, and it keeps you sane, and you don't want to like add more stress and strain to your thing, if you like to come home and play with your kids and be like, man, I got something on my chest, I'm gonna go down to the basement, I'm gonna put it in a song. Oh man, I want to communicate with my wife better, let me go downstairs and make her a love song. Like if that's where you're at with it, then man, keep it your hobby, bro, because being an adult sucks, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes like you have to be an adult like most of your day, and to the point where you're like damn, I just wish there was somewhere I could go. And sometimes like creating your own heaven is like, you know, it's like enjoying yourself. In this life, you gotta enjoy yourself. It's also important to enjoy yourself because, you know, stress is the #1 killer behind cigarettes. And so if you feel like, hey man, I don't want to turn this into a business, I just want to have fun and see what I come up with. And maybe when I'm dead and gone, maybe they'll use these songs to remember me by or whatever, you know. If that's the case, man, keep it your hobby, man. Keep it your hobby. Do your thing. Everybody needs it to stay sane, man. And I feel like if you feel like mental health is not like really amongst men is really taken serious, or if you feel like it's not being appreciated, then, you know, every man got to have something to, you know, give them joy, you know, aside from their family, you know. Yeah, you know, he says 100. Music is my therapy above all. Facts, you know. He said, it's all right. I love my family and owning my house, but a lot of times other shit does suck. It's not fun, you know. And so, yeah, if anybody else has some questions, man. Well, then I'll finish up with this, Chachi. Where do you think you went wrong? Do you think you went somewhere wrong? And if anybody else has that, Where do you think you went wrong in your life? Did you go wrong? Even if you don't feel like you did wrong, let's talk about it. Because I want other people to see it and learn from it. You know, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Our decisions today create our tomorrow, design our tomorrow. Look, I'm gonna let you see the rain. Let me get something to drink. Look at that. Look at that rain. Yeah. Look at that train that's passing by. Yeah. You know what's hard for someone like me that's building a brand? Sometimes, and it's natural for men to do it, but sometimes we attach egos to our brand and we conduct business with emotion. And I feel like that's one thing that I'd like to shine light on because business is never personal. And I'd like to be able to, and I'd like for people to be able to tell the difference. Business never personal. I'm just looking at the feed. That little music. The little music. You know what's hard for someone like me that's building a brand? Sometimes, and it's natural for men to do it, but sometimes we attach egos to our brand. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, let me bring it back up. You know what's do you know why? Do you know why I chose downtown Houston to put the headquarters at? It's because it don't get more H time than that. We are like 2 blocks from Main Street. Main Street means we're right there in the center of the universe because H Town is the center of the world. And so that's why I wanted to put it in the middle. I wanted to show Compound Films is in the mix. And I ain't talking about a DJ. And I ain't talking about a radio playlist. And I ain't talking about Spotify. Because we are in the mix. And I ain't talking about the Kool-Aid Man. But shout out to Kool-Aid because we will drop a Kool-Aid snack box. I'm trying to get into the licensing game. You know, working with brands, helping build brands, and thinking outside the box. Possibly bringing new hot sauces to Taco Bell. Possibly collabs. You know, I'm trying to do things. And I had that company, snackbox.club, which you need to check out. But I also do feel it's important for these young guys, you know, trying to grow up and trying to figure it out and show them that, hey man, you don't gotta have a job that you don't like to wear a suit. You can wear a suit to attract the job you like, you know? Especially, you know, all these boys out here with that bullshit ass, what is that bullshit? Balenciaga shoes. You know, you don't really see me in that kind of bullshit because I just feel like it's very trendy and that's cool, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to find your image, you're trying to find your style, and that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I want young boys out there that are trying to figure out what to do with themselves. And, you know, you ain't got to be a D-boy out here. The dope game is saturated anyway. And you know, you don't got to be a trapper and you don't got to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could be out here and you know, you could be a business master. You know, you ain't got to do what everybody else is doing. And especially, like I said, man, there's billionaires out there that came from where you came from, and they see people that look like you, and they see him out there, they're like, man, this boy is really representing like the best version of him, and I want to give him an opportunity because I feel like more people that look like us or that came from where we came from will not only appreciate it, but I think that we'll change things because we know how to do business and appreciating the decisions we make in business because we know we didn't come from shit and we weren't given the opportunity to change things when we were born out here or in our circumstances. It's going good. We just expanded to snackbox.club is going well, Chachi. We've expanded to Amazon. Wait till you see our storefront on Amazon. You're gonna see a lot of exclusive snacks on there, and we're gonna have a lot of super exclusive snacks on there. And like I said, we're trying to partner up with Kool-Aid. I would like to partner up with Valentina hot sauce. I would like to partner up with more Mexican brands and stuff like that, and bring them out here to America, and show them how it's done out here, to collab and to do something new with the new generation. But yeah, and like I said, if anybody has a question, where did you go wrong? Do you have a question on, to avoid going the wrong direction? Have you gone the wrong direction? And if so, what did you learn from going the wrong direction? I've gone down the wrong direction. And the wrong direction that I went down was I put my love life before my business life because growing up, my personal life was pretty much shitty. With the school thing, I was shitty. With relationships, I was shitty. As a son, I was probably shitty. Giving back to society, I was pretty shitty, because I was not doing the right things. I was not being a productive citizen. I always had warrants. I always found myself in jail because of driving tickets and stuff like that. I was a terrible driver. And so it's cool to be in downtown and not be there because of jail. And that's why it's important to let them know. So when I see cops pass by, I no longer look at them like, I don't look at them like that. I look at them like, these guys are here to protect me. They're one block away. I mean, instead of hiring my own security, I'm a wise man. I have security. And if my taxes are paying for them, then they better be doing their jobs, and if someone is doing the wrong, then buddy, you going to jail like a motherfucker. You are going to jail right now. You are going to smell those pissy ass jail cells right now if you loiter in front of the building, if you do some creepy shit, if you do some foul shit, you go to jail. You know what I'm saying? If you ruin my view, you're going to jail. Because I got them boys apparently on payroll. Apparently. Okay. Danny Aguilar, he says, I can make stuff from Wish look good. Balenciaga, que la chingada. Facts. The shades I'm wearing in my profile pic every day, Wish, $2. You know why, Danny Aguilar? Because it's in you, not on you. And in terms of me doing things on Snackbox and stuff like that, yeah, man, it's about presentation. And so my whole thing is well, shit, I'm about to give that company a run for their money. Cool. Can your creative and art guys kick my ass on the camera and editing? Well, let's see it then. And if not, then perhaps we need to be working together, don't we? We need to be friends, don't we? And so that's where I'm at with it. Let me prove my value. I don't need a resume. Look at my walking. I'm walking. And apparently, I believe in your brand. And those are the people that you want to collab or give an opportunity with. People that understand your brand and see the future of it, That's what I like. But yeah, you're right, Danny. You're on the right path, He says, yes, I'm down with the Mexican company thing. I've always wanted to get a sponsorship or distribute Topo Chico. I drink it every day. one better. How about this, Danny Aguilar? You want to prove your value? You want to help businesses? You know, you want to have a big dick out here in business? You want to, what are they? You want to be a big swinging, massive motherfucking dick out here? And you want to get these brands hot for you? If you want to do the real thing, then you got to show them the stroke. And what I mean is, showing them the stroke is showing them the skills. And what I mean is showing them the skills. You know, there's a lot of other Mexican brands that sell, what is that, bubbly water? What is that called? Forgot the name of it. Mineral water. Do you know how many brands sell mineral water? If you got, like I said, if you think you got a big dick in this business shit, then I suggest you give those lower unknown brands, and on top of that, even if it's a Mexican brand, boom, show your nuts then. Let your nuts hang. Make it a Mexican brand and make it hot. Try to sell that brand. Make it relevant. Make people want to distribute it. Then they'll respect you like you got the biggest dick in the world and you got motherfucking balls out here that'll populate fucking downtown H-Town. Let me get something to drink while you admire the view. You know what I'm talking about? Sell that brand. Make it relevant. Make people want to distribute it. Then they'll respect you like you got the biggest dick in the world and you got motherfucking balls out here that'll populate fucking downtown H-Town. Get something to drink while you admire the view. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And I say that, Danny, because that's what I'm doing. At the same time, too, bro, Danny, we got a responsibility, Danny. Let me tell you something. Chachi, since you brought up the snack box thing, we have a responsibility, Danny. Let me tell you what that responsibility is, Danny Aguilar. We have a responsibility. If we don't do it, then who is? The reason I created snackbox.club is because there's a lot of Mexican mom and pop businesses out there. Bro, that's tough. Building a business, a brand out here in the US, you're immigrants coming over here, you're selling it out the trunk. We don't know shit about business loans, how to get around these taxes and with these business grants and shit like that. And when you're going out there naked like that, just off the muscle like that, those are true hustlers, you know what I'm saying? Because everything is at stake. I respect that. That's how I started, you know what I'm saying? And so the reason I created snackbox.club was because, yes, it's a snack box with cool shit in it, but it allows me to like get samples from these businesses and include them in the snack box. You know what I'm saying? And we would always only do 100 limited edition boxes. We did one for Chingo Bling. We did two for Chingo Bling, sold crazy, and then we did one for Call Me Choco. Choco, he's like the dancing guy that doesn't talk on social media. And then we did Polar Bear, which is like, he has over 1 million followers on TikTok. And that was cool too, because it was like, look, we have a snack box, cool shit in it. We're helping businesses get exposure, putting their product in so people can try it, right? Because where do you usually go to sample stuff? The grocery store. Are they in the grocery store? No. Does it cost a lot of money to be in the grocery store? Yes. Does it cost more money to do samples inside the grocery store? Yes. And so if I can create a thing where, hey, if you're selling candy, hey man, can you give me 100 of those little candies? I want to include it in the thing. And you know what I'm going to do for you? Can you create a promo code on your website so, hey, if whoever buys these snack boxes, if they like your samples, give them a deal by using a promo code they get 30% off on your website. And they're going to order more because they like it. They sampled it, you know? And I just think that that's a risk-free way for them to put out samples and to get customers and get known and build a brand, right? And it helps the influencer or the artist or the brand or whatever. It helps them because now the snack box that they're selling comes with more value. It not only has cool shit in it, it's helping businesses, and these guys would get their own exclusive product. Like, for example, Chingo Bling had his own cereal. And so it's like, it's a snack box with cool shit in it that helps businesses, and they get a cereal that you can't get anywhere else. And it gets shipped to their house. And on top of that, it helps me build a business too. A business that helps everyone. That's 3 in 1. You help the business, you help the other businesses, and you help the people we partner up with. If that's not a beautiful, gorgeous business model, I don't know what is. Let me tell you some real shit, Chachi. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. And I'm gonna say it like with all respect, all due respect. I saw what's going out here. I see what they're offering, and I see that they're serving their community how they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Help people that look like you. Help your community. That's what it's about. It's about building the network. It's about building a platform to help your community. You know, but I also feel, hey man, without me, who else is going to make the snackbox.club platform? What's the difference? What is the difference? Here are the differences. The difference is that it's owned by people that look like us. And now we are able to give opportunities to people that look like us. Also, you know, we're able to help our community, and we're able to help people that look like us that don't normally get the opportunities. You know, like for example, I was talking to this rapper, you guys know him as Conejo, and we're supposed to collab on something, and he already has a cereal design. And his cereal, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but let's just say that that it's candy, but it looks like blood, because his brand is like that. He was in a movie and he was like the bad guy, and I told him, I said, hey man, you think Kellogg's would have let you put like candy blood in it like that? No. Hey man, I got a question for you. Have you ever been approached by any of these brands and heard your idea and said, hell yeah, let's put a cereal together that has blood in it, but it's like candy? Has anybody done that? He said no. And I said, well, that's why it's important for our community to support our community. You know what I'm saying? And so, for example, who else? And all respect to them, all respect to what they do. That's their business model. But let me ask you this. Do you think, if I were to ask the businesses that we partnered up with, if we were to ask them, hey, Primo's Michelada Mix, has Exotic Pop approached you about participating in a campaign or something? What do you think they're going to tell me? If I were to ask, hey, Big Earl's Beef Jerky out of Victoria, Texas, hey, have any of these brands approached you with an opportunity? What do you think they're going to tell them? What do you think they're going to tell me? I know what they're going to say. If I said, hey, it's just so many. I can go grab them right now, and I probably should, but I'm under blue light. I give them a shout out on their social media, and I just dropped them. You know, all these Texas companies, if you were to ask them, hey, has anyone approached you about an opportunity, you know, because they think your business goes well with their business? Has anyone tried to help you get more exposure without charging you money, what do you think they're going to tell me? And so that's why it's important for me to be here in downtown Houston, like this, as a proud business owner, because we as a community have way more businesses than any other community, because we're about to be the majority in Houston. And so that is the answer to your question. Perhaps there could be a collab, perhaps, but their business model is their business model. Our business model is our business model, and that's how we're running it. And it works for us. If it makes sense, you know what I'm saying, it makes dollars, you know what I'm saying? And perhaps. But right now, I'm trying to use my, my position. I'm trying to use my opportunities to present opportunities to people when there is no opportunity yet. It's like I'm trying to use my track record to pitch them something that has not existed ever before. I'm trying to convince people about something that never existed before. It's tough, but that's why it's important for me to present myself like this, to put in the work like this, to build the brands like this. Because if I don't, then who is? Check this out, Chachi. Check this out. I'm glad that you're asking this question, okay? Here's where it gets tricky. The first snack box we did, it sold out in 3 days. And that was Chingo Bling's first snack box. And here's the thing. They say what they say about Chingo Bling, and they can say this, and they can say that. And I'll admit it, when I first approached Chingo Bling about snackbox.club, at first, even he was like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, I need to see it to see what it is, because it doesn't exist. Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to help these businesses from where, how, where are they coming from? Who's going to want to... and so it was like, because it was my first one, but I had the business model on paper. And so we finally did it. It took like 6 months to close the deal. We put together the first snack box, and we put together the first like prototype of what it'll look like. And I like, Chingo, this is what it's gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? These ain't the final ones, but this is what they're gonna kind of look like. It's my first, this, whatever. And this is your first cereal right here. It's cool. The real one is gonna be more glossy and shit. But this one, it doesn't look like the real deal. But on camera, it does. Anyway, long story short, man, I convinced him. Boom. He's like, you know what? He's the reason I'm doing music videos. He was like, man, come on, man. You're my brother. I trust you. Come on, fuck it. And so we run it. Sells out. 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened was, he started to get political, which I understand. He has his beliefs. He's about family. He's about God. He's about guns, freedom, Texas, which is understandable. He's a grown man. And then that's when our people try to cancel him because he had these political beliefs. And so by them trying to censor him, it censored us. And I was sitting there with the people that wanted exposure in their samples. It left me like, and I had to come up with a game plan, because I was like, oh shit, damn, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, in theory, on paper, it looks like a brilliant idea, but then you get thrown these surprises, and you have to figure it out. And most people don't know that like I'm behind it, or they don't know anything. They were just going for him, and so I was like, oh, like we're hurting ourselves, like in reality, and I say it here on camera, like again, Chingo Bling gave me an opportunity with that first one, which because it was because it was a success, like it seeded the business and it made it more real, because on paper it worked brilliantly the first time, and I was like, wow, it worked so brilliantly. I was like, yo, I think we changed the game. I think this is it. I think I found a way where I can create something brand new and help my friend that has always gave me an opportunity when no one else will, because people will look at you kind of crazy when you're talking this futuristic shit that hasn't existed yet, you know? And so I was like, damn, you know? It's like my friend is getting canceled and these businesses are, you know, having to be censored too. And then it put more pressure on me to have to get the truck out of the mud, because I was like, shit, what do we do now? What do we do now? Where do we go from here? Who do we partner up with next? You know, and who do these sponsors want to partner up with next? You know what I'm saying? And so up until now, it's been a lot of problem solving, but for the most part, you know, these guys have sold snack boxes. They got their exposure. They told me that people have ordered. I figured it out. I'm in a downtown office, and that should tell you everything. Sometimes I don't want to tell people everything because sometimes people don't understand, but that should tell you how resilient and the problem solving skills that we have to show, because it's not always perfect. It's not like this, oh yeah, this business, yeah. Like, no, like I'm surprised I don't have gray hairs now. Chingo Bling has gray hairs. I don't have any gray hairs, you know. Hopefully they don't come soon. But you know, I love what I do. I love helping businesses, and hopefully moving forward with Amazon, with and this Kool-Aid box, and you know, stuff like that. Hopefully, man, God willing, man, it puts me in the right place and where I need to be. I look at it like this: hey, man, it's God's timing. If these are lessons I had to learn, so be it. I'm not scared of anything. I've been in the unknown, where I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna succeed. At every moment, I could lose everything, and that's a reality, because I put everything into what I believe. Because I look at it like this: I'm like, hey, if I'm on it, I can trust myself. I know I can pull myself out of some shit, and I know I can help some things succeed. And so it's a no-brainer that I put all my money on the table. Because it's a no-brainer. Either you got it or you don't. And that's why I had this view. I put all the money I got on myself. And that's just to show you, hey, I bet on myself. Are you betting on yourself? I think I can help. I think I can do what I do. It's unfortunate that people won't believe you. It's unfortunate that people won't believe you're a superhero until they see you on top of a building with a cape on. I had this big deal that I pitched to this scooter company down the street, Main Street. And bro, I put it on the board. I said, bro, this might happen to your business. You should be worried about this, and you should look out for this, and da. And for all these things that you should look out for, this is my solution. Boom, 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 boom. And this is how I can help your business. Boom, 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 boom. And this is how much more money you can make. Boom, 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 boom. They left the meeting. I'm sitting there thinking, whew, that was ABC 1, 2, 3. I mean, bro, you had it all in front of you. You had it all laid out. And then I never heard from them again. And so it's one of those things, man. That would have been like a game changer, but God's timing, you know, we don't know. It's not all like rainbows. It's not all cool, man. Sometimes it's like, if I can't convince our people, then I'm going to have to build something to show them, because it's really hard. People say, man, I want to be ahead and I want to be in the future. I want to be 10 steps ahead. No, you don't. You don't want to be 10 steps ahead. Because once you get 10 steps ahead, you could do everything. But the world can be like, I don't know what that is. I don't get it. I don't get it. And you're going to have to sit there 10 years ahead and prepare for 10 years to catch up. And so for 10 years, you're sitting there, you're just waiting for the baton. You're like, all right, well, then I guess I'm going to clean up, and I guess I'm just going to make the opportunity look as good as possible for when they do come, I mean, what can I do, man? All I can do is either wait for them to catch up, or you can build something and hope they get it and hope it makes sense, Sorry to talk your head off. Let me look. I'm going on too long and shit. Let me take another drink. You know what it is? For one, I'm from Houston, Hustle Town. I'm talking about Hustle City. I think that, I come from the generation of selling it out the trunk. Selling the mixtapes out the trunk. Getting out there on the streets, selling your shit. And so I've always had the attitude that, hey, no one is coming to save us. You know what I'm saying? You think if they're coming to save us, like, especially if they don't come from the culture, it's like, do you think they really know how to save us? And so that's why I say, like, we never want to leave. We don't want to put our fate into the hands of someone else. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to show and prove. Like, you never want to just bet on someone's like, oh, well, I'm just for us, for our culture, for our people. It's like, yes, like, it's good to be that, but at the same time, you don't want to be super biased, It's like, you got to be good with numbers, know how to build. Yes, you want to help build yes, you want to contribute to your community, but, man, you got to build cool shit, too. You got to be good with business, too. It's got to make sense, But it's very important that we don't put our fate into the hands of someone else. And so I hope that my track record shows that, hey, man, I've been in the business of pushing people forward, and I hope moving forward you understand that, I took my L's, but here we are. I learned from my lessons, and, now we got a view like that, In downtown where the big boys play. And I ain't talking about WCW, because that was their slogan, where the big boys play. But I'm about to get off here because I got some work to do. But I just wanted to get on here and connect. I wanted to test out some new equipment. I wanted to see what this looked like, and I just wanted to have a chat. And so, that's where I'm at with it. I hope that kind of, makes you understand a little bit. I'm running towards the finish line, and God willing, man, snackbox.club, we get to where we need to get. Are there any questions or comments, feedback that you'd like to throw in there? And take it easy on my hair. I need a haircut. But what do you think about the suit? I should have threw on a tie. Man, look at that. Look at that. Thread count on this shirt is more than the goddamn sheets you sleep in. Well, it was good talking to y'all. I gotta get to work. Compound Films. Eat your vitamins. Do your little push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Don't overeat. And don't be so hard on yourself. and get to it. As long as you're working towards your purpose, you're never moving wrong. And your purpose is not to be fucked off or to end up in jail. So do what you got to do, man. Appreciate y'all. Oh yeah, I gotta cut it off here. Yes, sir.